if someone asks you in the grocery store, what do you do? I'm a podcast. What's your podcast about? You got to tell them.
Yep.
Same thing with writing, being creative. You got to create that little spark in your story or whatever you're doing that's going to help you grow. And start off with just doing that. You pretty much got to be visual nowadays. You got to have a camera. You got to talk about what you're doing. You got to beat the AI algorithm because that's what it is right now.
Tired of being complacent. I done almost had it up to here with my patience.
Hey there, I'm Victoria Makanjuola, and you're listening to Feel Your Feelings, the podcast where high achievers get real about mental wellness. You feel me?
Attention all passengers, now clearing the runway for growth. It's takeoff season.
Gas to the pedal, moving on. Cause I've been on a new vibe. Living on an incline.
Hey, what's going on, you guys? I've been chilling. I've been resting. I have been just trying to take it easy and not take myself too seriously. I'm really learning how to laugh at myself. I am trying to apply for more work actually in this market. So I'm open for opportunities. I'm staying ready so I don't have to get ready. That means doing virtual interviews, updating my resume, updating my LinkedIn, updating my social profiles, just continuing to put myself in spaces and places that will help me grow. Like doing this show, doing this episode right now. I don't know who's watching or which brands are watching, but hi, if you're new here, hi, I am looking for sponsors. I am open to opportunities. I would love to host a live podcast. I would like to be on more panels. I would like to be on your show. Maybe we could pod swap. Let me know. That's what I'm here to do, and I am putting myself out there. So if we align on some level, feel free to reach out or leave your contact information. Welcome back to another episode of the Host2Host series. It's been going really well so far, and I'm kind of sad that this is going to be the last Host2Host of this season, of season 2. But to those of you who have been keeping up with it, I want to say thank you for watching, and let me know if you have any suggestions for podcasters or creators that you would like to see me talk to, whether they be podcast hosts, television hosts, people in media, or people that you just kind of want to get to know more about their brand. I would love to hear more about it. You can send me an email at the FYFZ podcast at outlook.com and we might make something happen. So yeah, thank you guys. Over the last few episodes of Host2Host, I have spoken to creators that are balancing things. They're balancing, for example, new fatherhood, writing books, their mental health, dealing with a family crisis, and building their own brands while creating. So I think creating is really the basis of the whole series, and creating as freedom, as a way of feeling free and escaping and growing as well. Our next guest is doing just that. He's a Tennessee-based content creator, blogger, podcast host. His name is Reynard Martin, and he's the host of Based on Characters as well as No Huddle Football News. I've been on his show twice, and he's just been a huge supporter of my show, watching my episodes, specifically when they premiere here on YouTube, and leaving me comments and everything. So I see all that and I appreciate it. So I was like, it's about time to have him on the show for a Host2Host. And yeah, I think you guys will really appreciate the things that he says about talking about your show and not being afraid to tell people what you have going on and what you're doing, right? I would love to hear from you guys as well. Voice notes are open, so feel free to send me one talking about what's one risk that you took recently that has paid off. Welcome back to the show. I'm so excited because today is a Host2Host episode, and I have Mr. Reynard Martin, aka Mr. Ray Goodfella, in the building. We've been trying to make this happen, and we're finally here. How are you feeling in this moment?
I feel good. I feel that the fact that this has been a long time coming, I've learned a lot from you and some other people. Shout out to Chris Palme, and shout out to Nina Starks, Nina Stacks in Atlanta. Really cool film producer, got a lot of stuff going with her. And and Jeremy, down there in the dirty South in Georgia. Shout out to him.
Shout
Yeah,
out
yeah.
Jeremy.
So I'm
Hey,
ready. That's it.
that's my
Yes,
brother right
ma'am.
there.
Yes, ma'am.
That's so yeah. That's how we initially connected was through like mutual podcasting friends. And so we just kind of kept that connection going. So I want to say thank you for continuing to support me and engage with my content and for being patient with me. I think you've seen the growth and hopefully we just continue to take off from here.
You
So,
be
yes.
everywhere. But you be
I try.
everywhere. I see it. Yeah.
I'm trying. I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best. But let's get into your show. So you host two shows. So you have the Based on Characters podcast and you have No Huddle Football News. So where did you get the names of your shows from, first of all?
Right here. Just basically came up with a name. Um, so for No Huddle Football News, for people who don't know, my father was a football coach for 37 years, and I was under his wing my whole life. And I know a lot about football because I grew up with it. And I told my dad one day I was going to get back into football in some kind of way. So I kind of got the name from looking at other podcasts and kind of put my own little spin on it, just kind of doing some news things, little clips here and there, talking about football. And I said, I wanted to make it fast. So no huddle. It's like in football, you have no huddle offense. So I said no huddle. And then I said, of course, news. I want to report
Okay.
news. So that's how I came up with that. Based on character was based off of love for film. Wife was in acting, and I wanted to basically put together the character aspect and just kind of getting into what people talk about. If when they're in character, if they're playing like Denzel Washington playing a certain role, talking about his character, and also talking about the things that they do off camera. So they do interviews, and I love interviews, and I like how they get out of character and talk about themselves, what they do when they're not on set.
Nice. I didn't know your wife was in acting. That's really cool. Like, so could you tell me about some of who are your favorite characters? Do you have one that you like really love or one that you hate?
Favorite characters, love and hate. So one of my favorite characters of all time would be, and this you might laugh about this one, would be Chris Tucker from Friday. He wasn't the main character,
No,
but
that's actually really cool.
Smokey was
That's
the character that I can relate because he kind of reminded me of my friend a little bit. And how
mhm.
he just took over that film. It really made him and made everybody. There was a lot of stars come from Friday. If you look at the,
Yes.
you look at
Cat
the,
Williams,
yeah, you got him, of course, Ice
Ice
Cube there.
Cube.
Megan
Yeah.
Good was a little girl there. AJ Johnson was a big, became a big actor there and comedian, and so many more people that was in that film.
Mhm.
So, and it was
Mhm.
made on a small budget. So he was one that I absolutely uh, love. And someone I did.
Amazing.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was saying amazing, like Terry Crews also, who really reminds me of my dad. But I've been seeing the Friday GIF with Chris Tucker on social media a lot. So
Okay.
I love that our generation like continues to like keep that movie really relevant. So yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. What
Very
were you saying?
okay. No, I'm gonna say something you said very relevant. You were talking about your generation. That movie series has been good for a few generations because my generation was obviously a lot back from the original one, and I remember watching that on a VHS tape. Do you know what that is?
Yes, I know what a VHS is. Me and my sister, we used to stack them up when we were kids because we had a whole box. So we would make a fort out of it.
Okay.
So yes, I know what those are.
All
Yep.
right, all right. But yeah, that was something that was like the cult movie where oh, hey, can I borrow this, man? I'm gonna watch it. Oh, can we go over and watch? And we had a tape. So that's what we did. So growing up.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
love that. I love that. And I love how in your show you keep movies and entertainment alive too. So you do like a versus challenge for people. You do like this actress versus this actress. So I'm gonna do the same thing for you.
Uh-oh.
And I think you already know it. You already know where I'm going with this because you mentioned Denzel Washington earlier, right?
Yeah.
So Black Panther 3, they're considering a new actor for Prince T'Challa, King T'Challa, and those two are, at least in my head, Damson Idris and John David Washington.
Okay. We
Which
can't make
one?
him a white boy.
Oh,
Let's go Black Panther. Make him a white.
you
That's
know they
what.
can't do that.
Why?
You know they can't do that.
You can make
It's
him put on the make him what's Bradley Cooper. Have Bradley Cooper as the illegitimate son that came out of nowhere. You know, a light skinned brother. Make him Drake. You know, like he had a white Jewish mother, and he couldn't go and act, and he couldn't be around the original the people in Africa of I can't where T'Challa them came from. I can't think of the name. Wakanda. He came up in a
Wakanda.
different Wakanda. He came up in a different neighborhood, other side of the tracks. So I'm shooting for Brad. No, I'm kidding. All right. Um. So you said
Got to pick one.
say the names one more time. I'm trying to. I don't like murdering
So
people.
so there's Damson Idris. He's
Easy.
the Black British actor who was it Snowfall? I think
Mhm.
on FX, and then John David Washington, who is Denzel Washington's son, and he also has acting experience as well. Um,
All right.
very talented guys.
I'm gonna go with Damson Idris is too handsome, so we don't need that. So we're gonna go with Denzel Washington's son. I like
Okay,
him. He's a good actor, right? No lie, he's a good actor.
they both are. I think they are considering Damson Idris for the role, but we'll see. Both of them can
Oh,
act. John David.
get John
They
David in there and get Denzel. That gives Denzel a part.
to
Yeah,
act with his son. Exactly. I agree. I totally agree. So, okay, so let's talk about your show with your recording style. So, I watch your show, right? I've even been on your podcast twice, both based on characters and
mhm,
No Huddle football news. And you're very laid back. You wear your white t-shirt. I see you got on this
yeah.
baseball cap right now, but like what is your recording style like when you sit down to talk to your guests?
I pick a subject. So if I have, let's say I have a radar on, so I look at, I try to get 3 points. If I'm interviewing for, I try to get 3 points. Their likes, the thing that they're most familiar with, and then I try to light it up to come with. That's why I come with the whole versus thing, where they're talking about something off subject from what they normally talk about. Because if I talk to a
Mhm.
football player, all people want to talk about is football. Uh, how's the locker room? Why didn't y'all win the Super Bowl? All the little generic things. I want to know about if you're sitting there, you're at home, and you got your holy T-shirt on. You know the old shirt that you've been having since high school, and it don't really fit good, but it's comfortable. And you got your
Yeah.
slippers on. The type of comfortable shoes that might be a little bear claws, but you got a little insecure about yourself, so you don't ever show them, but you like wearing them. Those type of things. And let's say you're gonna watch a movie. Do you get pizza, or do you make you a ham sandwich or something like that? Something off the reservation a little bit. So I try to lighten it up there.
I like that. And the last time I was on your show, I think it was like 2 years ago. And I remember I watched the episode back and I remember telling you that I like the lighthearted nature of your show. It feels like you want your guests to leave with a positive vibe. And I feel like that's the underlying tone of your show is that it's very positive. You want to get to know the full range of a person, not just like one aspect of them. So I really like that about your show. Do you have who were your favorite guests?
Uh, my favorite guest. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Nina Stacks as one, just because
Okay.
she's so down to earth. She's the type of person that was the longest episode I ever did. It was over 2 hours. And we start talking about, yeah, it was I think I even trimmed it down. If you look at it, I had it like part 1, part 2, part 3 or whatever. But we really talked about film and she wanted to open up
Okay.
about her style. Um, we talked about some of the people that she met and how she got her, films together, how she started. And then it just blossomed over into different things. We started talking about podcasters and other subject matters, fun. And when you have a good guest, you're not looking at the time. You just like, oh my goodness, we done been on here 2 hours just talking and vibing.
Mm-hmm. 2 hours, 3 hours.
And see, I know you're looking at me
I
like,
feel
what?
that.
That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying with your eyes.
Huh?
You're saying that, yeah,
No.
you're a very warm person. It's not just because you do the podcast thing. I think you're the same way off of the camera. You're really cool, warm, open aura about yourself,
Thank
and
you.
I feel like I could talk to you about anything, like your favorite ice cream. Do you like cone or do you like cups? Things like that.
You can't have a successful launch if the pilot is burnt out. That's why I'm raising awareness for NAMI this season to make sure our mental wellness is cleared for takeoff. If you want to partner with me or support this podcast, please send me an email at the FYFZ podcast at outlook.com. Join the crew. And we actually talked about that. When I was on your show, you were like ice cream or smoothies, and we had this whole debate about ice cream or smoothies, and I was like ice cream smoothie, and it was just like so
Yeah,
fun and just like so real. So
yeah.
yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. Do you have any dream guests that you would love to have come on either podcast?
This is for football wise. Is Jeffrey Simmons? He's a football player for the Tennessee Titans. He has a type of way he says things. He kind of brings you back to his small hometown in Mississippi. I would love to interview Jeffrey Simmons. I'm going to say I'm going to interview Jeffrey Simmons. I'm going to put that out in the atmosphere.
Put it
And
out there.
yeah, put it out there. Why not shoot my shot? What else can you do?
Exactly.
Say no? Yeah, can't say no
Hmm.
too many times. I said I got evidence, man. I do good interviews, man. I ain't gonna talk about the stuff that you don't want to talk about. I'm gonna ask questions that you probably never heard before. That's just me.
That's right.
Uh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I want to go with a lady on this one. My other dream guest. You know, for some reason, my wife likes her too. I want to interview Jill Scott.
Jill Scott. I like Jill Scott. I really do. Have you seen her new Colors, the Colors show that she was a part of? Her performance.
I haven't. I've been trying to get. I've been trying to get. I might go to see her concert in April. But she lives in the Nashville area, so I've been trying to get that connection. So I think she has a very good personality. She doesn't seem like she's caught up in the industry. She seems like she's a very good homebody, just
Mm-hmm.
likes to vibe with people. And that's somebody I would like to interview. Those two are alive. People are alive. So I would say someone that passed away, but I know I can't interview them. So I went to two. Those two.
Okay. Okay. So I like how you have a variety of people on your show from different backgrounds as well. Jill Scott is an artist. How do you decide who you want to have on your show? Because as podcasters, I feel like I was having this conversation with my uncle the other day, who's also a podcaster, and we were talking. I asked him the same question, and he was pretty much saying it's like the energy. If he feels like he might have a connection with you, he knew the person that he had on his show, and then the energy was kind of different when they got on the show. But how do you decide? Hey, like I want that person to be on based on characters.
Oh, that's an easy one. Within the when I yeah, no, I'm saying when I am online and I'm just going through Instagram or whatever, sometimes you have a little interest to pop up. Get past all the little spam stuff. I'm not trying to see that. But then you will see somebody on there that's like, they will say something like, I call them gems. I'm like, oh, that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of slick. Let me see about that. So if they're not on their own page, they're on someone else's page getting interviewed. Because I got in my algorithm, I got a lot of interviews. I'm like, oh, she's pretty nice. I want to interview her, or I want to
Mm,
just see what this guy's talking about because what he just said there resonated with me. So I just instantly connect to somebody who's real, who's talking about things that I want to talk about and want to know more about.
I like that. That real connection is very important. It's critical for sure. Um, what has someone said on your show that has stuck with you?
Ooh, that's a good one. They give me advice. So basically, like, I want to get back into computer science. And Jeremy said this here. He said, you just gotta research and just find that little niche right there. And then you just investigate that. So just find the littlest thing you like about something and just go for it. That really is stuck to me because sometimes you think big picture all the time. I want to make this. I want this. I want a window seat, on the 15th floor. I want, whatever
Mm-hmm.
car,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But sometimes it's the smallest thing that can get you there, not the biggest thing. So you just have to find something, the little breadcrumb.
I like that. I like that actually. Shout out to Jeremy because he really does drop gems and he still is continuing to like help me grow as a podcaster as well. He's launching a new book. So shout out, shout out, shout out.
I know.
Speaking of launching things, what
Yeah.
are you working on or launching that you want people to know about?
I'm getting back into writing, so I got probably about 15 short stories, about 3 or 4 novels, about 4 or 5 novellas. So I want to drop a novella. I got some ones I got to do a rewrite on, but I got this new idea. I just want to get back
Hmm.
into writing and being creative. So there's a lot of things that I need to do to help take care of my family, but there's also a lot of things that I need to do for myself, for my own mental health, for my own
Hmm.
goals. And I think I can do. I know I can do both. It's going to help me. One's going to help me achieve the other thing. So
I like that. I like that. So, what would you say to people that want to do this, that want to podcast and also write books and do what you do? Do you have any words of wisdom for them?
So if they want a podcast and write books,
Yeah. So maybe
so,
think of like your younger self. What would you tell him?
uh, turn the camera on and say, "Hey, this is my name, and I'm writing a book called, The Adventures of Jeffrey Jones, and this is what it's about." First episode. Then, then the next one says, I'm on page 3 now, and this is something I'm going to be doing next. Be doing little intros of what I'm actually doing. Helps you engage to the audience, also helps you write. Uh, it's just fun. To me, it's just fun. We got, as a writer, as a creative, this, you got to do your own advertisements. So
Yep.
you got to be able to pitch your show. If someone asks you in the grocery store, what do you do? I'm a podcast. What's your podcast about? You got to tell them.
Yep.
Same thing with writing, being creative. You got to create that little spark in your story or whatever you're doing that's going to help you grow and start off with just doing that. You pretty much got to be visual now. You got to have a camera. You got to talk about what you're doing. You got to beat the AI algorithm because that's what it is right now.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Or let it help you. Let it help you get to that next level.
Right.
So where can thank first of all, thank you so much for being on my podcast.
Mhm.
So grateful for your time here and your expertise. Where can my guests find you?
Okay, you can find me on YouTube. So if you put in Based on Characters podcast in your search engine. You're going to find me. You're going to see the little symbol. Click on it, subscribe. And I put, not along with just interviews, I also put little things that I am doing. Like I'm sitting here, I'm listening to uh motivational things. So I'm sitting here, I find something on there, I post it. I might throw a little music to it. And then also gonna create little skits and snippets of what I'm doing book wise. I might come up with a unique character. I got one called Miranda Clemson. That's gonna be an interesting thing for the ladies. They're gonna like that character, they're gonna like that character. And I got, so many other things. So based on characters, you'll find things like that there. No Huddle Football News. I'm getting ready to do some new productions tonight. And it's going to be about the NFL Draft Combine, which is going on in Indianapolis, Indiana. I will be talking football about the Titans. That's my favorite team. And then I also will be talking a little bit about other podcasters who are covering the NFL during the off season. So we're gonna have a little fun with the off season NFL this time. A little bit more of my personality and just kind of vibing with the vibes of football.
And you're in
And of
Nashville.
course,
You're in Nashville, right?
and I'm in Nashville, yeah, the Nashville, Tennessee area. And, you know, we do have an NFL football team. I remember last time you didn't even know we even had an NFL.
Hey, I
Just because
didn't.
you're in the Dallas Fort Worth area, that doesn't mean that there's nothing else outside of Dallas. Shout out
Look,
to Dallas. Shout out to Stop Six in North Dallas. Shout out to Lil M and some of my other people in Texas.
shout out. Yes. Look, I'm not a hater. Your team is your team. You got to rep your team. Oh, you feel me? So, thank you so much for being on my podcast today. And I'm going to keep up with your journey and I look forward to seeing where it takes you.
Come
And
on,
for those
everybody. Keep
listening,
up.
huh? What'd you say?
I said, come on, keep up. I got a lot of stuff coming up. I got 8 videos. I got a couple interviews I'm trying to
Okay.
book. I need to get you back on the 2026 as my special guest, returning guest.
Yes,
And
please. I would love that.
shout out to your podcast and all the interviews you've done. You've been like on stages and flying here and doing all type of little things there. I peep you. I see you.
Thank
It's all
you.
good.
Thank you. I appreciate you. For those listening, don't forget to be a high achiever. You feel me? Bye.
What they say, so what? They gon' hate. Just what people say. What people